I have two portfolios. Is that what we're getting into?
Yes.
I have two portfolios. I have a funny portfolio and a serious portfolio. Okay? In my funny portfolio, I buy 50 cents gold stocks that go to $3.
Now,
And
that's
on the
that's
serious portfolio, I buy things like Viterra and Weston and Suncor and CNQ and those things and Arch Coal and all kind of things that have, it's a solid company, trading around $10, $15. And a deer we bought at 35, it's now $90. So, I mean, this is, you're buying serious companies.
Out of 100 Canadian large caps, how many would Caldwell or this fund hold at any one time? Out of the 100?
Probably 45, 55, between 45 and 55. Because, you know, if it's not really an outlook where we're looking for a 5% rise, well, I'd rather have a stock that has a double weight than a stock that has a major upside target
Okay, well,
and dividends.
we are
And
very
you're
proud
straight
to,
only one side, you're long. If you don't run it like a hedge fund, there's no short position.
No short.
What do you do when a market collapses under you? Just sell
We are allowed to write calls on positions,
and puts?
and no,
You can
calls.
sell calls.
I can sell calls, yeah, I can cover calls. And if the market turns into bearish, which I didn't have to worry about it since we started with this, we're going to go inverse gold and inverse financials and inverse any of the inverse stock. Not double, but just the inverse ones.
Inverse means.
you're
Inverse
saying,
means that as much as the stock goes down, this thing goes up. It's an actual inverse of what the stock is doing.
So these ETFs?
ETFs, yes,
you've been hedging yourself a little bit lately.
I have.
Are you gonna be very bearish at any time, or,
Not for the foreseeable future.
because there is a man out there that's saying his boss or partner got out in the market in a number of crashes he saved himself for, and he's calling for a crash now. I can't find his name.
Well, Mr. Rosenberg wrote an article today in the Global Mail, and I mean, I haven't heard anything as ridiculous as what he wrote. And then I just read the quotation from our friend over here, and he said that he's so lucky because he was increasing cash during all of last year. And I say, holy mackerel, how can you increase cash in 2010 when this was one of the best
There's
periods?
also a major report out from the UN. It's an organization, a subsidiary of the UN that I didn't know about, and I think its initials are WESP, is that right, Kevon?
Which one?
UN subsidiary that's WESP that issued their report on Monday, and they're calling for a worldwide recession.
When's it started?
I didn't download the report, but I'll send you the link.
We'll be glad to send you.
I just asked a question to Ron. So let's suppose that we get a Japanese situation in the U.S. where it takes years for the debt to be deleveraged and the growth is very small. How long can the stock market keep going up when the economics just? I mean, how long can you keep making profit when there's no growth?
Well, if the economy does start to go into a major problem,
I'm not talking about a major problem. I'm talking about 1%, 1.5%, 2%
You mean
growth.
over and over and
just
over and
slow,
over,
slow
year,
growth,
year,
like
year.
the Japanese decade after year.
well, eventually people will recognize that this is happening, and eventually the supply becomes higher than the demand, and stock price is going to start declining. But that is not the case today, so I
You
can't
don't
answer
think
it.
that the U.S. is in a Japanese style?
No, I don't think so.
You don't. You think that the growth will increase? Unemployment will go down?
As Mark Twain said, the death of the stories of my death is highly exaggerated.
What do you think, Tony?
Well, even there, supposing you get into a Japanese situation,
essentially what Ron does and what many people do is they pick stocks. It's highly unlikely that everything will run on its beta, in other words, just correlated with the overall market. Somebody is going to be selling, that thing has got a plug on it, you're not going to pour from that.
Not even a plug, it's a
Hey,
discount.
listen to the economist. He recognizes the plug.
The issue here is that that's when the stock pickers come into their own. And I think you can still make money, or alternatively, you can do what Ron is talking about, is essentially what your inverse stocks are presumably investments in short positions, otherwise it doesn't make
So
sense.
tell me,
I don't know what they do. It's an inverse. It goes up when everything goes down, so I'll be very happy. It's an ETF, so they have their own thing. Yes, they do short.
I don't see how else.
Those ETFs are the answer to John's question.
Right.
Yeah.
America's
ETF.
not like Japan, but you're right, there's a disconnect
no, but
between.
Ron is saying it's bullish for the foreseeable future.
But
What is the-
he's bullish because there's
One year.
enough growth to push up the price of stocks. But what could tank the market at any amount of bad news is that it's not a stock picker's market anymore. Because of these ETFs, the second there's any bad news, ETFs are sold, baskets will come